We've had the privilege recently to meet two beautiful and inspiring women, and I'm very pleased to introduce Lisa Poulos to you. And I think, if she's up here, Lisa would very much like to share her story with you, and it is a very nice and moving story too.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm so grateful to be asked to be the ambassador of the Angenic Foundation. What an incredible team headed up by the impressive Jennifer and Himanshu. When Jennifer contacted me, without hesitation, having an understanding of why the work they are doing is so very important, I was more than interested to be involved. You see, I'm a cancer survivor. 5 years ago, I was told I had 4 tumours, 2 in each breast, and without surgery, followed by a course of chemotherapy, I would have little chance of survival. When asked to speak before you, I knew I needed to share a message for all cancer survivors. This message is a message of hope. He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. A cancer diagnosis completely turns your world upside down. I've been through shock, denial, and woe is me. But strangely enough, gratitude. Gratitude to have felt such love from family and friends. Gratitude to know that there is so much kindness, something that you don't feel in such abundance normally. And finally, gratitude to learn that I had the strength and belief in myself to fight back. I've always lived my life sunny side up, the eternal optimist, and believed this terrible news was no reason to change. You see, cancer thrives on chaos. What makes the journey intensely difficult is the treatment, the surgery, the drugs, and the thing I would say tops the list is chemotherapy. My journey was harsh. It started with a double bilateral mastectomy, and it took me 2 months to have the strength to commence many months of intensive chemotherapy. Each session comprised of 6 different types of chemicals being poured into my body. It's well known that chemotherapy often comes with side effects like fatigue, hair loss, and extreme nausea. What's less well known is how the cancer treatment affects crucial brain function, like speech and cognition. Nausea and sickness is instant. By the second treatment, I lost all my hair from my head and body. Having had long, thick black hair my entire life, this was yet another distressing part of the journey. The weird thing was that I found out I had a perfect head, no dents or marks, but I'm not quite sure how that's going to help my future. But anyway, not long after that, my eyesight failed and my memory loss was severe. The worst thing was at this point that I knew I had to go through another 7 months. And if this is what was happening to me in the first couple, what was I going to be like by the end? The moon face began, and the pity eyes from well-meaning people who thought they were letting you know that they really understood. There's no bloody way anyone understands the feeling of chemotherapy, unless you're part of this club, one that I've never chosen to be part of for that matter. This followed the weight gain. Yes, the drugs to help with the vomiting and nausea are steroids. I put on 10 kilos and was having an internal struggle with shallow hell. As I kept thinking, the external does not matter, but deep down, I knew it did. From the first chemo, I said that in 10 years, we were going to look back and say how barbaric we were to administer chemotherapy the way that we did to people like me. I asked the doctor, surely there must be a way we can do this without poisoning our entire bodies. During one of the sessions, one of the chemo bags was dropped on the ground and broke open. The ward was cleared within seconds, except for me. Not long after, people dressed in moon suits entered to clean up the radioactive poisoning. What was incredible is that this was being put into my body. It was no wonder my body felt like and looked like it was dying. In truth, what my disease had done to disrupt my life sometimes pales in comparison to the episodes well-meaning people have often made me endure. Looking back, the list is seemingly endless. The work being achieved by Engenic and its associated foundation is placing increased focus on personalised medicine, adapting and modifying regulatory processes in response to and in anticipation of scientific and medical achievements. It's vital. Too often, the development of change in medical treatment is thought about simply in terms of getting approval. While that is important, we must take a more dynamic life cycle approach. An approach that includes research and innovation, oversight and testing, both before and after approval. It requires a continuous assessment with the ongoing balance of risk and benefits. For me, personally, the work that's being done in the Engenic labs is more than important. It's a cancer patient's light along what would be a normal, horribly rocky and terribly dangerous road. I'm a survivor and someone that goes the distance. This is not about the sprint, it's about the long haul. But what I see with the work being done is that the road shortening, the side effects being minimal, the treatment being tailored to suit an individual's problems, because everyone has something unique in their particular cancer journey. Like all cancer survivors, we accomplished a goal we never set out to achieve, the passage from invincibility to vulnerability, from courage to strength. I've learned illness does not equal frailty, that courage does not come without tears, that compassion is not the same as pity. Priorities shift and the cancer becomes the centre stone of our lives. Cancer is every person's nightmare, but it does come with some rewards. These days, you would have to be living in a very isolated life indeed not to know that in Australia there are 300 cases of cancer being diagnosed each and every day. Every single one of us has been inspired by our heroes. Today I have some new heroes, Jennifer and Himanshu and their team, for being so dedicated, for caring, and mostly for developing this treatment that will take the harshness from traditional cancer treatments. You are the people that media should write about, the general public should celebrate, and governments should support. As any cancer survivor will tell you, the power to fight cancer comes from the heart and soul. But most of all, it comes from being able to imagine a day when you are cancer-free. I've reached that day. Thank you.